ITZA, the first city, is the greatest of the surviving temple cities and is home to the most powerful magic users in the world. Lord Kroak has guarded this place since the Great Catastrophe many years ago. It lies deep in the jungle, far away from any river and to the east of the mountain range called Spina Sotek. Here is the target of the Hunt Marshal's armies today. It's time to finally take the capital of Gorok's enterprise and to complete the wishes of Markus's close friend, Cholera, by taking the first city. To the east, another battle is taking place at a settlement called the Star Tower. Under the command of General Luigi, his men attacked the last army of the Pirate King, Luther Harkin. He's an ancient vampire from the destroyed kingdom of Lamia, who through his own greed for power, lost his mind. Now we march on. Now that we're here, we have a lot to do. We only have one more turn of level 5 hostility, meaning that my enemies will no longer have that benefit to their leadership and weapon strength. We have a rebel army nearby. It's time for Captain Edward Weber to come join us. Come on in, buddy. Now, let's go kill a few skinks. Fortunately, we don't need to fight that battle out. It's way too easy. There's no point in fighting a battle like that. It's only skinks, and they really can't beat me. But it is very good training for General Zargan the Slayer. We thought he was Marshal the Butcher, but no. We know who he truly is now. Okay, General Zargan, take more gold. You did a good job.
Yes, my lord.
Now come back over here. At rank 3, we need to give you Route Marcher for 1. It's always very important for you to have Route Marcher. And really, I want you to enhance what you command. Yeah. Now, Corwin Graves, our mysterious, shadowy fellow. Let's put a point over into Soul Blight, or actually Spirit Leech. If we can assassinate enemy leaders, I would love that a lot. And while we're out here, why don't we upgrade what we can of these local lands? Well, before I do that, I would like to build a temple. I need to get rid of more corruption. Now, Gustav has been in vampiric lands quite a bit. Unfortunately for him, we've got an issue. He has a bit of bloodlust. Wade through blood and spills some more. But we do gain 5% more replenishment, losing 2 to leadership and -10 to growth. Who really cares? Now we can heal up faster. Let's go down to the Star Tower. It's time to take out the undead who live here. Luther Harkin is here at rank 22. Again, as a reminder, I did pick up that one modification to where it levels up enemy lords so that they're not so weak. Because of that, Luther Harkin is rank 22. I will need my siege towers. You are correct about that. Oh, it's going to take a minute to beat Luther Harkin. I'm glad we're there. Markus Wulfhart, do you want to fight them? It's a level 1 lord. What is he going to do to you? But he does have quite an elite army, so I'll consider it. I might fight that battle. Now, Hertwig Van Hal. I'm going to give you Opportunist. You have more of a charge bonus. I mean, you didn't really need one, did you? No, but you have one now. We've been fighting for every inch of Lustria. Every army has a goal. And right now, I believe Zargan will have to move soon. There's even Chaos here, but they're not coming for me. They're coming for another power. Okay, you're at Jork's camp. Why don't you come down here to Hualodl? Oh, there are elves nearby. Interesting.
Forward to victory.
A few of you have been wanting me to have a peace treaty with the elves whenever I'm done beating them down. If they want one, then maybe. Maybe.
Your death shall
I would
be
lose way
awarded.
too many. Let's build some siege towers and
Weapons
actually
at the
attack
ready.
it. If I attack it like
Combat
that,
awaits.
it would be a problem. Then again, I do have artillery, so what we can do, we can spend our gold right now, then we can go into 2 siege battles, or at least 1 selling out battle and 1 siege battle. All right, let's build over here a Night Watch. If there's any Skaven, I want to know about them, and thematically, that feels about right. Down here, what could we use? We could use some tap rooms for sure, but we're about to get to capital. So our very first battle will have to be over here. Then we'll move to the east and handle other ones. But let's go in, my friends. We've got to win for Sigmar. I'm very shocked to find here that we have some manner of dwarven hold. We're fighting underground. So be it. It doesn't matter where you're at. We'll destroy you. I wanted to offer the olive branch over to Teclis, but he refused it. He's stubborn, he's haughty and prideful. No matter how intelligent he is, potentially he's been corrupted. And so now we've got to try to destroy what we can. They have a garrison here that's got to go, so we deliver a few things to them. Packages, round packages. Man balls of war is what we call them. Mortar shells might be the more accurate term, but man balls of war, that to me seems about right too. They do not have an extreme garrison in size, but it's just enough to where if I lose too many, there could be issues. There could actually be issues. And so we spend our time attempting to just break down every single leader that we can with our artillery, because we have that opportunity to do that. And that one shot alone just took down quite a few elves. Here comes a few more shots. They're focused on what they need to do. The best thing that could happen right now is for us to take out their leader. All of their leaders. Could you imagine being an elf fighting underground for one, then getting just blown to bits? I'm seeing body parts just fly around. Organs, innards. Just all flying around. You can just hear the howling whistle of that artillery just land. The PTSD amongst their kind must be unreal. I wonder how elves would deal with that. Their long-lasting lives, potentially fighting in countless wars. You're not immune to that. It would be horrendous. Artillery continues to land on their lines. Right now, our job is to expend every single munition that we have. If we do that and then we charge in, we can minimize our losses, and that's always a goal of ours. Right now, they've been hit by artillery. Imagine training for your entire life only to be killed by artillery, but these are elves defending a dwarven hold, or to be correct about it, a dwarfen hold. I wonder how elves would deal with PTSD. They're so long-lived. You know it happens. I mean, you're getting shelled. You're watching your friend's parts fly all over your face. It's not a great look. And maybe you knew that guy for 2,500 years. Oh, by the way, his leg just landed on your head. Nice. They're lucky these dwarven buildings are blocking some of the attacks here, or they would be certainly very much dead. But we're not done making it rain on them. We've attempted to offer Teclis the olive branch. He's refused it. And therefore, he must die. Now, if there's a point where he changes his mind and he would like a peace treaty, so be it. Let him have it. But as it stands right now, we just have to use all of our arrows and everything else that we have to kill their white lions, to kill their sword masters. There's just enough soldiers here to where if I auto-resolved, I would have lost too many. And sometimes it can be enjoyable to just watch your ranged units obliterate your foes. For me, oh man, it's an absolute pleasure. These white lions of Grace don't really know what's coming for them. Or maybe they do. They've got really good eyes. Quick, elf, look with your seeing eyes. What do you see? Death and damnation. Yeah, fair enough. Let's have a look at our units real quick. So we're bringing up the Huntsmen right now. We're looking at 38 damage for the whole lot of them. Elsewhere, we have our Huntsman General, 24 kills. Hertwig with no kills. And Roderick just waiting. Our steam tank has what? A solid 6 kills total, but they've just been in charge of taking out artillery. Over here, the Hammer of the Witches is at 3 kills, but again, their job has been to take out artillery. Not artillery, but towers. You know what I'm saying. I know what I'm saying. That tower's gone. So there's 2 towers not here right now. We're looking at a noble close by. Some Lothern Sea Guardsmen. We're getting a few hits in, and their prince is looking pretty rough. I don't think he's doing too hot. And that's how I fight my siege battles when I can, especially when you have a ranged heavy army. Now, there are times when I do my job, and I make sure that everyone is coming out to attack all at once, but not always. Hey, Prince, how are you feeling right now? You look to be hell and hearty. I'm sure nothing bad will happen to you. They're being outshot by a bunch of humans. That's gotta feel bad. That's gotta feel really bad. He's just being hit bit by bit. A proud, noble elf. All alone over here. He's looking pretty tired now. He's like, look, I've had a day. Maybe if I raise up this shield, I'll be okay. I don't know, buddy. I usually don't show every single part of a siege battle like the one that you're looking at here, but I figured I could show you what it's like. Because, I mean, I remember back in Medieval 2, you would get like some little village or town battle that would all just camp out in the town square. And they would just let you shoot them. And you would end up killing like hundreds or thousands of them. So this to me is kind of like the same. Oh, hey. That had to hurt. Good job catching that ball with your face. You're very talented at it, Prince. That was a pretty good catch. I like how he's getting fatigued. He's like, man, what a workout. And sometimes it takes a little bit of time to actually get through them all, but for me, it's just funny. And if you are wondering why I'm showing all of it to you, there's a very specific scene that I want you to see, and trust me, the payoff is so worth it. It's so good. I can't tell you what it is yet, but it is tremendous. You can see my army just kind of waiting down there, just kind of doing their thing. Not too much is going on. Oh my god. He's gone. That completely knocked him out of the park. Where did he even go? There he is. We found him. Hey man, good job catching that. When I first saw that, I lost it, man. It made me laugh. He caught it with his chest and went absolutely flying off the freaking walls. And you can see how few they have left now. I spent my time slowly destroying them. Now we're bringing in the steam tank. The steam tank is going to do what a steam tank does. They're not nearly as impervious as they used to be. I mean, clearly there's a lot more tools now to deal damage, but man, they used to be something else. Now they have a role to play. Here comes Hertwig van Hal, and Roderick too, in addition to our Huntsman General. Everyone fights today. Hertwig probably fights too much. No, I thought it was time for everyone to move in. There's that mage not too far from us. We've got a few other units too. We're still using some of our artillery to kill these enemies on the walls. It's a great way to keep them busy. But it's also time to bring in our swordsmen and other units too. Great swords are coming in. I'm bringing in 2 groups of great swords right through the middle. Our good buddy Hertwig is not able to take on that many white lions of Grace. I think it's a bit much for him. He's trying his best. I mean, he just took out 1, but they are landing pretty much every hit. There's a few more of them. I believe in you, Hertwig. Here comes the Huntsman, and a few more white lions too. If you look at him, he's taking quite a bit of damage. But together they were able to land his hits. Now the great swords are continuing to take out Phoenix Guard and other units too. They're just fighting together. Roderick is charging in. You know him. Dude knows how to take a punch to the face. Still have a Mage of Life magic. We've torn down one of their walls. They've got a few more units left. Yeah, a few more. That was a good solid hit. They are being quite rude to Hertwig right now. The poor guy is just getting hit, even by a mage from behind. I will say that the elven ladies for the high elves are by far my favorite one. The dark elves, for some reason, they gave them no anatomically correct hips at all. But at the very least, with the high elven women, you can tell, hey, that's a lady. I'm not saying to make them voluptuous, but, you know, there's a difference in hips. It's very profound. You can certainly see in the way that the elven ladies dress. But now, it's time to go after that high elven mage. Hertwig gets to rest up. Whoa! What the hell? I've never seen that animation. That's actually new to me. I guess I haven't really put mages into melee combat too often, but she just did a flip on that guy after killing him. That's pretty intense, man. Steam Tank is telling her, nope, you don't get to do too much today. There's a noble too. We're using Helm of Discord from Hertwig. Killing a few more of who's left. We've already overrun them. I think they're all fleeing now. There's no way they're all still here. Yeah, they've all broken. The battle's over. We've won. Over 2,000 gold gained. And nearly a new level. We won the battle. I'm not going to loot it. We're just going to take it over. It'll be a tier 4 location for me to utilize. I mean, that's great. It's a new HQ for all of us here. We'll need a good name for it. A Lichbone Pendant to reduce enemy magic damage. Okay, and Agitator, who is just hanging out here, I suppose. We'll give them more public order to maintain the peace. I'm glad you have a coaching in. Plus 10 to public order. That's what I needed. Okay. Now, at rank 24, for Roderick, I'm going to give you Devastating Charge. Then for you, Captain General Ethan Strider, you have buffed up quite a few units. I mean, that is true. You've done very well when it comes to that. We do have a Steam Tank. We do have Artillery too. Right. It does say Mortar, but what about my wagon? Maybe not my wagons. I don't know. Alright, so we'll take for you now Rally, because I want to get some other buffs for my melee units. Or even my Huntsman would be fine, even more for them. They're all at a very high rank. My infantry is not. Okay, Markus Wulfhart. You know what? I feel like that should be a fairly challenging army to fight. I don't know why the Mountain Power is not... Well, I know why now, kind of. We've got a huge army that's going to help us out. So I guess we could just auto-resolve that one. Because it's only a level 1 lord. If it was a more powerful lord, then I would be more than happy to fight that battle. Is that you, Techless? Oh, hi. You've been just kind of hanging out here. Let me send you home for a little bit.
Markus Wulfhart.
Oh, can we not reach him? Shoot. We can't reach the guy. None of us can. Now, Jorik, you're at a higher rank. Good. Okay, tactical enhancements, more armor for you. I don't even know why that's a buff that you have. There's not a lot of, what's it called? Synergy for, like, Game 1 heroes. In Game 2, they get a lot more synergy and cool stuff. But in Game 1, a lot of, like, the heroes back then, they don't really get too much to play with. Or what they do get to play with doesn't really play well with what they have. Alright, so now we need to end our turn. The undead can be quite the challenge. And so now we're all getting together to fight a pretty extreme battle. The huntsmen are all over here. We're using our Luminar to go after that carronade. And there are undead minions on the way, but there's more than one army too that's going to be on the way. Not to mention Luther Harkin is rank 22, so he's going to be a challenge no matter what. I love these open battles, and I love seeing all of that artillery go crazy. Not getting rid of this carronade completely was really a huge issue for me. Honestly, when I think about it, I probably could have brought out my mounted units. Death Guard might have countered. They're pretty fast, but who knows. Here's the Vanguard, a bunch of elite Death Guard. Most of their basic minions are dead. This isn't the only army, though. There's more coming. I do love my Magi, though. All the many wizards are so cool. For me, they have a lot of personality, but I'm a huge human fan. There's our Grey Wizard. All right, Dungberg. Get back there, my friend. We know your story. Oh, there's one bloated corpse. Now, the good thing about them collapsing on a hero is that they just end up killing their own allies. Much like that. All of these are dead. He keeps using spells to break through my ranks. Let me tell you, that guy, that blasted fool, is no joke. I like this guy's haircut. He looks like a dork. He's just like spinning right around. All right, well, let's go check out the new army that's coming. Unfortunately, that carronade is still around. 3 bloated corpses coming my way. And a Necrofex. My job is to destroy what I can of that Necrofex. They have more ghouls coming too. I couldn't see them. They were indeed hidden. Not now, because we could just see it all, but when I was fighting them, they were hidden. My artillery continues to batter what I can of these vampires. You can be a vampire, but hey man, I go to artillery. Here's some deck guards too. They're just kind of shambling forward. But here comes the pure and true army of Luther Harkin, his final stand. Here comes the mad pirate. You can see he's freaking mad. I don't know what he's doing. He just looks strange. That's one stray shot. So let's have a look at my formation right now. I had my huntsmen on the front lines. They've moved back. My halberds are on the front lines. I probably have too many of them. I usually like to keep a pretty tight and small line, but not at that time. There goes one bloated corpse. We're still using what artillery we can. Our warrior priest was completely obliterated by those death guard with pole arms. I know he's mounted, but warrior priests are so weak in the base game when it comes to melee damage. They might as well just be a pure spellcaster, in my view. Thunderous devils, they're over here in the jungle right now, just waiting. I'll be using them extensively. Just not yet. They've got a right time to strike. And outside of that, we've got a right time to use our spells. They're already using one of them right on top of my units, killing so many. Elsewhere, we have our warrior priests who will be buffing up our units close by. Here comes more death guard. And unfortunately, they did encounter my general. We've got spells to use out here too. Oh god, what is that one? I actually don't know. What the hell did you just use? Luther Harkin's at 10 kills. That's going to go up for sure. Still using our Hellstone rocket battery to kill some of these undead minions that are, again, shuffling forward. They're heading towards my line to shoot at us. They have a lot of gunners, a lot more than I ever thought they could bring to the fray. But here's the battle at hand right now. The Carronade is still around. My horsemen are now moving out, like the Thunderous Devils and my Dimgriffs, the Hunting Hounds. There's some deck droppers who have been just kind of around doing their thing. They've got their melee still coming up. I've killed a lot of them. It's now time to bring in a few of my great swords. We have more of these pirates moving in. My Luminarch is firing once more. That Necrofex was in the woods, but I suppose it's now gone. That was a good clip on Luther Harkin, but it didn't really do much to him. Those are our 3 leaders. Most of his army is now collapsing. It looks like it's just going to be a big fight between us and Luther Harkin, but here's one small element of it that remains. There's some gunners too. Great swords are now charging in. They can do a pretty good job when they fill up to it. You've got it, men. You've got it. They're dropping. Here comes more of our mounted units. They took care of the enemy artillery. Here they come. A steady charge. Right into so many of them. Hundreds of them. So if we get hundreds of kills, we'll probably get, I don't know, scores of kills. I don't know about hundreds. Okay, they're at nearly 60. I even sent in my Luminarch just to kind of run over a few things. Had to do it, man. They only have a melee attack of 19, so they're not really meant for that at all. Luther Harkin's at 43 kills. The guy is, again, just a freaking Mad Hatter. Oh god, another spell. He just shot it out. Look at how many people he hit. Who knows how many he killed in that? He just shot that guy. He's freaking cuckoo bananas, man. You're just not right. That pirate just ain't right. Let's have a look at his kills. Let's see here. He's at how many? 67. We finally got him. We're debuffing him right now just so that we can deal more damage. A lot of my infantry was harmed in that battle. Tactically, I didn't move too much, so I just kind of like zoomed in and showed you what was going on. But we have indeed won. We just need to take on Luther Harkin, who's about to fall apart, I think. Yep, and it's now over. That was a close victory. Luther Harkin is no joke, and having a higher leveled Luther Harkin, less of a joke. It wasn't indeed the killing joke. Now Truthbringer Gustav is at rank 15. We've gained more magic resistance and leadership when fighting at sea. The magic resistance is always with us in case you're not looking at the screen. I'll let you know. Alright. I don't want you to be doing other things and then hear that but know better and be like, hey, hold on. That isn't correct. I've got to be accurate if I can. More technology completed. I get more money from trade. Hostility gone. Right, they had more strength, no wonder. That was pretty rough. Okay, so I need anything that I can use to empower my units right now. Why don't we work on things like, let's see. I don't need anything down here. I mean, Purge of the Fell would have been handy, but too late for that. Let's empower our artillery. We'll get firing drills.
This is what we've trained for.
But now we get a little bit of peace for a little bit of time. Goodbye, enemies. We have now taken the Star Tower. Alright, volcanic islands now belong to me. We even have a Shrine of Sigmar, and over here a coaching inn for public order and getting rid of corruption. The White Cloak of Ulrich, that's a great cloak, made from the pelt of a Midland wolf and blessed by the High Priest of Ulrich. A deadly hoarfrost surrounds the cloak, freezing the wearer's foes. I like that quite a bit. So we now own so much more. We'll just upgrade those roads. I love having roads. And what do we have over here? He's a rank 12. Okay, General Luigi. You've done okay. Let's give you Emperor's Finest. I might even have you upgrade a few other things too, depending on your army composition and what you can upgrade. Okay, for you, Seeker, I'm going to give you the Penumbral Pendulum. And for Truthbringer Gustav, we shall give him Soulfire. Does not affect friendly troops. I love when they let you know that. Because I don't know that until they tell me, oh, no wonder you're so squishy. No, he's squishy because he's a warrior priest, unfortunately. I like my warrior priest, but man, let me tell you, they made them very squishy. Hopefully by game 3, they'll be more prominent, more powerful. Sure, take whatever you can, man. Wound recovery time, take all of that. You need it. So now we get to wait here for a little bit. Look at that corruption just shoot down, minus 5% per. So we just took down a major enemy force. We have what belonging to them now? I think we got, did we get the entire faction? We did! We finally got them all. The Vampire Coast is gone. Okay, Captain Edward Weber. I'm going to give you Deadly Blade. I like to max out what I can.
Yes, my lord.
Now, you have your own army. We need to look at public order and find out if anyone's about to rebel. Oh, they're very happy here. I could use some money. And over here, very happy again. Northern Great Jungle, not quite as happy, so we can wait. Okay, you're closer to the front lines. I'll upgrade you first. Further out, we have the Vampire Coast, right? Volcanic Islands are over here. We're going to tax it for now. We might have to wait there for a little bit just to kind of like settle things up because, I mean, they're pretty crazy. They're pretty wild. But I think that's really it for now. I don't have the gold that I used to, but I'm still making a lot. Now, my goal right now is to finish conquering what I can of the Altar of the Horned Rat. Then I'll probably have 1 or 2 armies move down here. Marcus will have to move towards ITZA. We will conquer their capital. That's really my biggest goal. Then Ethan Strider, he'll continue to fight everyone down here. Warband, okay, more Chaos Forces, gotcha. We're not fighting the Court de la Barras. The High Elves only have a few locations they own here. Interesting. If I was fighting the court, my god, that would be a huge challenge. So you're not going to ITZA, but you are heading over to the Chamber of Visions. Let's do that. Take up your guardhouse. Well, build it. That's okay.
In and kill.
All of you are gone. Sure, you had a garrison. It wasn't sufficient. Hostility has gone up. We've gained a war banner. Nothing vital. I can build up the Chamber of Visions myself. Look at that. Plus 3% to hero actions. That's amazing. Magic item drop chance up by 5%. Lord Recruit rank up by +1. And ambush defense chance. Wow. Did they change it up? Because I don't remember it being so good. Maybe it's really that good for non-Vortex playing factions. Because, my god, that's amazing. I would love to have that all the time. But now we have it. So, if you look at it now, we've conquered even more, but we have more to conquer. I'm glad I can afford so many armies. I like each army that we have. Each one's been interesting and unique. The courts I might even end up fighting. It really depends. I don't find them as a inherent evil. Oh, Techless, you still have land. I wonder, do you want to stop fighting? Or are you foolish?
Speak if you must.
He still wants to fight. I have no choice. So for those of you who want a peace treaty, it isn't up to me. I want one too. He's choosing to not have one. Okay, are there any other factions who are fond of me? Himri. I'll give you some money. Hey man, look. Money's money. I'm not shaking hands. I'm not giving them a hug. I'm just taking their money. A new event. Okay. What shall I give you? I won't lose replenishment. I could lose growth. Sure, Averlin, have fun. You can have any of that. Now, Markus
Wulfhart.
I need you to heal up. We were trying to get Techless, but we'll let him go for now. Instead, we'll come heal up. Currently, they're fighting Chaos, so I'm sure they're going to be even weaker. Rank 30. It doesn't really matter, though, if their lords are powerful, that they have less land. They could still be a prominent threat. I mean, keep in mind, I might be huge and powerful, but my armies are scattered all over. That's usually what happens.
Huntsman General.
Okay, can I leave without any issue? Because if I can, I would love to. Here, let's kind of... Ooh, no, I've got to wait. Okay, yeah, we're going to heal up for one more turn. Fort Dawn Call. Is it time to upgrade you? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. While we are here, Captain General Ethan Stryker, it's time. Let's land over here to the west. We've got to take the Golden Ziggurat.
Hasten this boat.
It's very important that we finally beat them all. Oh, you're unhappy. Very well. I can't build a landmark. I'll wait. I'll build a tap room for now to mitigate the unhappiness over there. Let's go look at public order real quick. Most locations are happy. Good. Northern Jungle. What about you? Barely. Barely. Okay, we'll take a guardhouse because I need one. We'll take the money too because I could use more gold. Lovely song, by the way. Here's a tavern. And there's really not too much more that I need. I could just build roads. I mean, I do like roads, so I can move quickly throughout these lands. And is that really it for me? Have I moved all of you? Luigi? Ah, General Zargan, right. General Zargan. What a violent-sounding name. You do kind of look like a Zargan. I agree with that. Okay, Ethan Strider, let's have at it now. Let's go to the Golden Ziggurat. It's a minor garrison. Thankfully, we can easily take it. Hopefully in time, Techless will be like, hey, you know what? I should probably stop fighting this guy. Now, I've got no choice at the moment, but to have General Zargan potentially rest around here because we need to find out where our enemies are going to be. Markus Wulfhart. Oh, hello. Look who's over here. The last defenders. They conquered that altar. Well, I suppose I could get ready to go after ITZA. It might be time for that. Let's put some walls over here. We're upgrading that. Location 2. We've got over here General Luigi Fernandino, who I'm going to send somewhere. About over here, though. Yeah, a little bit further down. Come on down, buddy. And after that, we don't really have too much more to do other than ending our turn. I've spent my money. Hostility is going up. Markus is moving down. So you have been fighting, Tepti. Where's Gorok? Bring him out. Let me fight Gorok. Roderick has gone up in level. Now we can bring him out. The Great Turtle Isle. It's only one more capital that I need to conquer. We're taking over a majority of their lands. I have no choice but to. I didn't want to. Well, I did want to conquer from Gorok, but not Techless. But Techless, you made a foolish choice. You really hitched your horse to the wrong post. I'm now rank 2 power. Lothern is stronger than I am, surprisingly. The last defenders are quite powerful too. They're over here. Oh, so they beat the Skaven. In my other game, I believe for Nakai, Clan Wars won. Okay, let's have a look. Techless, would you like a peace treaty?
Speak if you must.
No, no peace treaty yet. He's not willing for that. He's not up for that. Markus Wulfhart. It's time to go over here to ITZA. I think it's finally time to go take ITZA. They've got 2 armies close by, but what can I do? Oh god, look at that crazy garrison. Okay, I might have to ambush someone. That might actually be a bit much for us. Let's have a look at what we have. We've got a Hellblaster. They've got a lot of infantry, a lot more than I do. That does make it an issue.
For the Empire. Ready yourself.
We might have to do it anyway. I need to take it. I've got to be daring about it. I can't just stand back and do nothing. And General Zargan the Slayer, you know where to go. Actually, you know what? That's perfect. We'll just have him march up here. Thank you, Zargan. Which means Corwin Graves will be coming too. Alright, Corwin. I'm going to give you Soul Blight. Let's upgrade it. So those two are about to attack. And while that's going on, we've got to go land over here. To go take a few more lands from Teclis. Again, no choice. Nothing really personal. Oh, wow, I barely moved. Nice. What else do I need? Immune to Vampiric and Chaos Attrition, Untainted in all provinces. You know what? We'll take that because I want to get rid of more taints from these lands. And that's a good way to do it. Look at that, minus 3%. Now, I do need to go pick up Carved Obsidian from the Star Tower. So in 2 turns, we'll complete a new mission for our dear dwarf friend. And while we're here, let's go into battle. The big battle for ITZA. It's going to be a long one, everyone. It's going to be a very long fight. So we have our Hellblaster volley gun. These towers are so powerful. They're fully upgraded. They can destroy anyone in mere moments and a mere few attacks. So our goal is to eradicate 1 tower, probably even 2, or to even just capture that one. And later to use our steam tank to break down the enemy gates. They do have a lot of enemies over here. This one wall just kind of out there is a great way for me to get some ranged kills on anyone who's here. All of our mortars, and I'm going to have 3 total whenever they're all here. 2 from my reinforcing, 1 from my current army. They're going to be inside. Well, not inside, but they're going to be launching shells inside. Just kind of tossing them over the wall. A bit like that. And that should at least take care of a lot of them. I think a few of them hit the trees or something strange like that. So I've got to be mindful on where I try to attack them from. But for what it is right now, the goal is just to eradicate all of their infantry. Then I can move on to the walls with my range units to take on their larger units. We have a long process ahead of us now. If we look at my army, it's actually 2 armies. My reinforcing army, Zargan the Slayer, coming in to help out. His men are on their way. I'm sure they're going to be able to do a good job. It's just the thing that they do. They do a pretty good job. These are great swords. And my Hellblaster volley gun is still just trying to break a few things down. I do allow Cholera and Markus to shoot in the very beginning, but later I have them hold fire so that we can save their rounds for something more important. Right now, we're still trying to destroy a few of these enemies of ours. We do have a lot of huntsmen, and they are dealing a lot of damage to these enemy units. It's pretty incredible what they're able to do all together. Right now, our steam tank is trying to break down their other gate in case we need another gate to move through. And I'm just here to kill every defender of ITZA. How can you swing a sword if you have no life to swing it? I don't really know where I was going with that. Anyway, we're just killing a lot of Lizardmen. So what we're going to do after we do that, we'll probably move up 1 group of handgunners over here. The rest will move elsewhere. The idea, again, is just to try to take down all of their larger creatures with our guns and also our heroes too. Markus and Cholera still have some ammunition. And I've used a lot of my artillery already to destroy them, but there's still a lot of Temple Guard and warriors left. So we're just not quite there yet. We have a look at my army. They're not really moving too much, but we do have the next wave coming in. I love seeing these hundreds of arrows just fly by. They're just flittering on through the sky, and unfortunately, a lot of them do hit the wall, but we get enough kills. Just like that. So let's zoom out and have a look at what their army looks like right now. Their defenders are pretty beat up. Any larger creatures outside of their flying creatures could not get onto the wall. So I'm not too worried about them. Now these could all do a lot of damage if they wanted to, but that's why we're moving in infantry first. We'll let them attack and then we'll figure it out. Our leadership is moving on to the wall. Zargan the Slayer is actually a pretty tough guy. He's getting quite a few kills. Markus Wulfhart is fighting with him. All together, they're sending out more volleys. It's actually incredible how many we had to begin with. Here comes Corwin. Jorik too. Jorik, do you know how to make some shots? His arms are so tiny. I just saw that, man. They should be beefier. He's a dwarf. Come on now. He's just a bunch of condensed power. Interesting. The spellcaster and Markus had the same animations, swinging their blade. I like how this guy's like, look, I don't want you to have any type of idea that I'm not just completely somewhat evil. Look at this here. I've got a freaking body on my scythe. But no, there's Zargan the Slayer fighting in the middle of them all and doing a great job at it. Getting a few kills in. It's time to bring up some more gunners. And while that's going on, we've got our infantry climbing onto the walls. A lot of them too. Might lose a lot. Their job is to go after all of these other Temple Guard and SARS units. Now time for one of the more decisive parts of my movements here. Our handgunners are moving onto the walls and they're about to obliterate some Temple Guard. Our heroes are still fighting. They've been fighting here for a very long time using whatever magic they have at their disposal. It's not an easy affair, but someone's got to do it. It's dirty work. Actually shocked they've been able to fight so well against Temple Guard. My warrior priest nearly melted when fighting a few Death Guard. On the other side, we've got some enemy shots that have been doing quite a bit of damage. I'm also using a Luminarch to try to damage their ancient Stegodon. Even if I don't kill it, I can damage it severely, and I have. It's gotten 3 kills. I mean, they do have ranged attacks. There's great swords and halberdiers all on the wall. You can see how long has allotted throughout this battle. Over 16 minutes. It was a very long siege. Trust me, I'm showing you the highlights from it rather than just having you watch every bit of it or just watching me fast forward. Because, I mean, those buttons are there for a reason and they are used from time to time. But here comes my handgunners. Now they get to just completely obliterate. New versus old. What's going to win? Probably the new. Thanks to those handgunners, I mean, we were able to clean up so freaking quickly. It's incredible. Not to mention getting any buff possible. Now, I could have used my entrenchment while they were on the walls, but I could use my ballistics calibration. I do wish you could freely place units on the walls because they're so big. I mean, they did that intentionally, I'm pretty sure, but you can't really do that. So I was very impressed that they were actually just kind of all holed up here, shooting together. Here comes more of them. We've got a lot more to kill, but we've already killed quite a few. And elsewhere we have more infantry that have already taken over. It's time to bring in some more units like my Dragwall's Patrol. These guys are moving in right now. They're going to go hunting. They've got a Stegodon to shoot. They've got some Kroxigors to kill. Here comes a few of them. Jorik's like, let me hit you with my hammer. I brought all my leaders over here just to kind of watch. They're like, yeah, it's beautiful. Let's shout and wave our swords. Yeah. Well, that's going on. Behind them, there's just a lot of gunshots. Gun violence in ITZA is endemic and a problem. Look at this small group trying to get away. Look at them. They're adorable. Coming to fight our leadership now. Maybe not the wisest choice. So let's have a look at our kills real quick and see what's going on. Over here, 104 kills. They are now moving in. All my other range units are also moving in. A few of them have quite a few kills at 54 and 0. I think I brought them like at least over here to where they could shoot outwards onto that wall. That one Stegodon has 3 kills. My Luminarch no longer has ammunition to utilize. Many of my poor guys over here have taken a lot of damage. Now, what I did not see for quite some time was an Ancient Salamander who has already gotten 38 kills and probably more coming. And the only issue is that there are pillars blocking our line of sight, so it's very hard to get to them. And there's one dead skink that was fighting over here. Now we just need to finish off what's left of their Temple Guard. We've been using Spirit Leech on that Carnosaur, and it's nearly gone. But now the battle is over. They're about to chain break altogether, and we have won. It doesn't really take too long for us to get to that point. I mean, we've taken out their leaders, we've killed everything else, so we just take a few more shots, and it's all over from there. We did it. Once the area surrounding the emerald pools was secured, you helped Kalara construct her shrine to Isha right upon the banks of its glowing viridian waters. She then spent several days praying at the newly built sanctum, beseeching the goddess to fulfill her promise to free Atheron's soul from its eternal reincarnation. When Kalara finally emerged, it was clear that her prayers had been answered. Her usual sorrowful demeanor had vanished, for Isha had granted the lovers forgiveness and arranged for Atheron's soul to progress into the afterlife, thus freeing Kalara from her eternal hunt. Kalara thanked you profoundly for your help and promised that as long as she was needed, she would continue fighting alongside the expedition. Cool. So now she's better than she was before. Look at that. We completed nearly everything. We just need to get our carved obsidian. Then I'll get my gyrocopter, which I'm very excited about. All right, let's have a look over here. She gained Isha's blessing. Now she has Isha's rain. Make it rain. Enables flaming attacks, more hit points, and armor. These upgrades are incredible. Okay, now that I've done that, I've got the emerald pools giving me plus 5%. Oh, wow. Yeah, plus 5% replenishment for all armies. We'll take the public order. We'll take a new wall. And while we're here, wait, we also get a gold smelter. Holy crap, that's 1,200 more gold. Don't mind if I do. Okay, when it comes to recruitment, there isn't too much that I need here.
Yes, my lord.
General Zargan, you can wait here. He actually killed a lot. He's only rank 4 now, but man, he killed a lot of them. We'll take for you, my friend, some good upgrades for your infantry.
Time will tell on this one.
I feel like they need more melee defense. I mean, they're at 55. Your halberds are at 60. Your great swords are at 42. It's pretty good, actually. All right, so I've done all that I can right now. I think we'll call it here for right now because, I mean, that was such a major win, and we completed one more mission for one of our friends, so that when we're back, we'll complete the last one for our Master Engineer. We'll finish off Gore Rock, and we'll try to get a peace treaty with Teclis. If not, I'll have to beat him, and after that, we can do the final battle. Thank you for watching. Leave a like down below, and look forward to more later, and as always, until then.